What's up guys, Shukesh Banik here, and today I have for you the all new Motorola Moto X Play. Well, just few days ago I reviewed the Samsung Galaxy J7 and I said this is probably the best mid-range phone, but with the launch of Moto X Play in India the scenario totally changed. For only 18,499 rupees, that is $290 US, this is probably the best value for money device in the mid-range category. Now let's get started with the unboxing, and I have the black color, though there is a white variant available. In fact, you can change the back panel to 14 different Motorola shells and get fresh look. There you get some information about the voice activation and different other features and also the specs. I will talk about all of this step by step in this video, so let's move on. There I have my unboxing knife. Let's cut the seal and check the device itself. Guys, there you get the all new Moto X Play. Well, this is a huge phone, and continuing the phablet trend, this Moto X Play comes with a huge 5.5 inches display. Well, the front look of this phone is actually very impressive, and the back panel is mesh finished with rubber coating and will provide much better handling of this gigantic phone. There is no trace of metal unlike the Moto X 2014 and the Moto X Style. I'll look into this device later on in this review. Let's check what's inside the box.
Got another one. Oh boy.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Right?
Well, the first thing you get in the box is this beautiful compact charger. This is a turbocharger with output rating of 5V 1150 mAh. According to Motorola, you can get 8 hours of battery life in just 15 minutes of charging. The total charging time is 2 hours and 10 minutes only. Motorola claims this is the fastest quick charging tech in the market. There are 2 USB ports at the back, that means you can charge 2 devices simultaneously, and this compact design doesn't eat up that much space on your switchboard as well. Next you get the data cable, and the length of this cable is 3.5 feet, which is actually quite long compared to others. It's good to see the color of the accessories match the device as well. Now let's have a quick look at the earphones. These are basically the same earphones I got with the Moto G 3rd generation, so that's somewhat disappointing, and the maximum volume and the bass levels of these earpieces aren't extraordinary. The clarity of sound is actually not that bad enough for talking, but if you are a true music lover, then you should look for a premium one. The 3.5mm jack isn't gold plated, and the remote consists of the microphone hole and a push button. No volume control here. You also get some booklets in both English and Hindi. There are actually few more. You get the warranty statements and the safety guide here. Last but not the least, there is also a SIM ejector pin. Though the back panel is removable, you need this for inserting the SIM cards and also the microSD card. So keep this safe. The build quality of this pin is actually quite good. Now guys, let's get rid of this mess here and have a close look at the device itself. Well buddies, first of all let me give you a quick walkthrough of the exterior ports, then I'll show you the interior, that is the software. First of all, you get the huge edge-to-edge 5.5 inches display, and so far I know this is not an IPS panel. The resolution is 1920 by 1080 and the PPI is impressive 403, so you can never notice a single pixel in naked eyes. This PPI is more than enough, though I'm not quite sure about the quality of the display and the color rendering. I'll find that out in a minute when I switch on this phone. Just below the display you get the loudspeaker, which also doubles as the microphone. Moto X Play features only single loudspeaker. The one at the top is basically the ear speaker grill. I personally like this symmetric design, and the front facing camera captures 5 megapixel images and full HD videos. The maximum aperture is f2.0, and this might help you in low light shots. The rear camera is mind-blowing 21 megapixel shooter with full HD recording, so most probably this Moto X Play offers you the biggest images at this price point. There is blue glass filter on both the cameras, which gets rid of the infrared and provides more natural images. There is a dual LED flash as well, which is CCT, that is color correcting temperature enabled, so again you get better white balanced pictures. As usual, you get a slight depression on the Motorola logo where you can put your index finger and get a slightly better feeling while handling the phone. The back panel is heavily rubber coated with mesh finish. This will ensure much better grip of the phone. The phone is actually curved at the back, so the handling, the ergonomics are pretty good considering this is a huge phone. Definitely Moto X Play is one of the thickest smartphone in the market, but the edges are actually thinner. The thickness varies from 10.9mm to 8.9mm, so again the handset doesn't feel that much bulky in hand. Next, at the top you get the 3.5mm headphone port. The SIM card tray is there as well. Let's try to eject this tray and show you. As you know, this is a dual SIM device and takes nano SIM cards. The SIM 1 slot is 4G capable and you need to place both the SIM side by side here. The SIM slot numbers are clearly mentioned, and on the other side of this tray you can install a microSD card up to 128GB. The version of Moto X Play I have here is the 16GB model with 18,499 rupees price tag, and there is also a 32GB model with 20,000 rupees, that is $315 price. Considering there is an external storage option, go for the 16GB model and with the extra 1500 rupees get a 64GB card. The display glass is very reflective and attracts lots of fingerprints. At the left edge of the phone you get the power key and the volume rocker. The power key is nicely textured so you don't get confused with the volume rocker. Despite being a huge phone, the placement of these keys allows you to access both the keys with your thumb. Most of the brands, especially Samsung, puts the volume rocker here, which is not reachable with one hand. The bottom of the handset consists of only the micro USB port and a small groove for removing the back cover. Interestingly, there are 3 microphones on your Moto X Play to provide optimum voice calling experience with noise separation. Apart from the one at the front, you get another one here, and the third mic is hidden at the top. These mics might also get used in the video and voice recording. On the right side of the phone there is absolutely nothing. One of the standout feature of this Moto X Play is there is water repellent nano coating, so it's somewhat splash proof. This handset is IP52 certified, so it can withstand light rain, but don't make the mistake of taking this phone under water. The back panel is removable, but there is nothing to access. The battery, which is the main selling point of this phone, is of 3630 mAh, is built in, and this massive battery will ensure at least 2 full days of backup on heavy uses and 3 to 4 days on normal uses. As the SIM card and microSD card slots are not here, water droplets cannot enter the phone very easily. Another good news is this Moto X Play also supports NFC, so looks like this handset packs each and every feature you want on a smartphone, starting from a huge display, great camera, big battery, safety from water, and stock Android interface coupled with powerful CPU. You can expect swift performance from this new Moto X Play. Well friends, now let's switch on the phone and check the display quality as well as the interface. Well, the phone is ultimately ready, and let's first have a close look at the display here. The 403 ppi is making the screen look very smooth. So far I know this is just a plain TFT LCD, no IPS panel, so slightly disappointed here, but still the screen looks pretty decent. Full HD resolution on a phone at this price point is really exciting, and the color rendering is also not bad, though I think it's not as per AMOLED screens, and the brightness level of the screen is also not the best I have seen on a device in this category. But don't worry, this is still a very impressive display. You are never going to complain unless you are coming from a Super AMOLED display from Samsung. The viewing angles of this screen is surprisingly nice. There is no decolorization, but slight decrease in brightness is visible. Galaxy J7 packs a superior Super AMOLED screen, but the resolution is 720p. Considering this is a huge 5.5 inch screen, I'll go for the full HD resolution anytime. Now before I launch any application, let's quickly check the available RAM, storage, etc. First of all, the Android version on this phone is 5.1.1 Lollipop out of the box, but Android 6.0 Marshmallow is on the way. You will probably get the update by the end of 2015. Moto X-Play will be one of the first devices getting that update, so that's nice. The RAM on this phone is officially 2GB, and as the device is running on stock Android, you are getting 1.2GB out of the box free for the user. Custom interface devices, for example Samsung Galaxy J7, gets only 500 MB free for the user out of the box. So that's the benefit of stock Android. There is less bloatware apps, and out of 16GB you get 10.11GB free. As there is no customization done on this interface, you can enjoy the pure and lag-free Android. These stock Android devices tends to remain swift even after months of uses, so though custom interfaces are more feature-rich and user-friendly, stock interfaces are faster and more responsive. And of course, you can change the theme of the phone with the help of launchers. There you get the settings toggles along with a cast screen option, that is, you can cast the screen of this Moto X-Play to other compatible displays. In the apps drawer, you get the Flipkart app preloaded and Motorola Connect application, which is very handy. You can connect other devices including your smartwatch and control them. For example, you can change the device settings, check the battery status and the last known location of the device. I will talk more about this feature in the upcoming full review, so make sure you are subscribed. Google Translator is pre-installed and it's another very useful app you should give a try. Moto is Motorola's new hands-free control system. It can read out your incoming calls and messaging info and also respond to your voice command. You can enable different gesture control features and Moto display from here. I'll give you a full demo of this voice control feature in the full review, so keep in touch. This voice enabled tutorial might help you as well. The loudspeaker on this phone is actually quite loud and clear, enough for indoor movie watching and gaming.
I'm running a bit late. I'll be there soon.
So these added features make the device smarter and easier to use. There is another application called Motorola Migrate, that is, this helps you migrating from your old phone, whether that's an iOS or Android device. You can copy contacts, messages and media files including photos and videos. Let me also check the settings menu to get a better idea about the system features. First of all, this device features dual band Wi-Fi. In the SIM card settings, you can set the preferred SIM card for calling, messaging and data. As I mentioned before, there is NFC on this phone and you need to enable this from here. There is no shortcut in the notification panel because this is a stock Android device, so it's the only thing I hate about stock Android because it's not user optimized. There is an ambient light sensor on this phone, so you can enable automatic brightness control and also change the color mode. If you prefer more natural color, you can switch to normal mode. I personally prefer a colorful display on a smartphone. You must already know what Daydream is. Moto Display is a very interesting feature you should check on this phone. When your device is resting on a table and you get new notifications, if you pick it up, you will see white lined notification bubbles, just like the unlock bubble here. Once you press the bubbles, the notifications will show up at the top part of the display. Swipe up to open the notifications in the respective apps and swipe right or left to ignore them. Another great feature I like on this phone is you can add guest account, that is a separate limited profile which cannot access your personal data. You can allow or disallow phone calls as well. With the help of the NFC, Moto X-Play can be used for tap and pay. You can also track and erase your lost phone using the Motorola ID. Now guys, let me also give you a quick tour of the 21 megapixel camera. You can tap to capture and swipe to zoom. There is a quick capture mode, that is twist your wrist twice to launch the camera. It works even when the screen is off and the phone is locked. You can check my site gadgetsportal.in/camera-samples for some camera samples and also my Facebook page facebook.com/gadgetsportal. Swiping will get you the settings, and the change camera focus and exposure option is the most handy feature on this camera. You can manually set the exposure and the focus area, so always prefer to use this feature. There are a couple of other options. You can record slow motion videos as well. You can enable or disable the quick capture feature from here. Let me give you a demo of this. Just hold your phone this way and twist twice. The camera will be launched, and twist again to switch the cameras as well. This is a very beautiful and fast way to launch the camera. You are not going to miss your candid shots anymore. The Moto X-Play is not just a multimedia rich phone, it's a beast in processing power. You get quad-core Cortex A53 1.65 GHz plus quad-core Cortex A53 1.11 GHz processors, that is octa-core processor, and the GPU is Adreno 405 clocked at 550 MHz. So this Moto X-Play is a complete package with excellent quality hardware and multimedia features. Nowadays there are thousands of devices in the entry-level and mid-range category, but none of those offer this complete flagship-like experience. You get each and everything on this Moto X-Play that a flagship has. It has NFC, dual-band Wi-Fi, great camera, battery, large display, and great build quality. Beyond doubt, at this price point, this is one of the best mid-range smartphones you can get right now. I will use this device thoroughly and talk about the real performance in the full review, so make sure you are subscribed. I put lots of efforts in making these videos, so if you think my video was helpful to you, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you are actually buying this device from Flipkart, please use the links in the description below. I will get few rupees as commission, and in this way you can support this channel grow. Thanks a lot for watching guys. This is Shukesh Bonik, and see you in the next review.